guys. Today we're at this place. This is stunning, man. It's awesome. But he's supposed to have Centipede. It's been sodded in Centipede, and he's got this teardrop area up here in front of the house. Sun's getting it. I'll flip the camera around and show you in a second. And like I said, it's been sodded in Centipede. It's a pretty good example of why lawn care applicators don't like Centipede, and Centipede poses some problems for them. This is obviously been damaged at some point by some kind of application. I don't know if it was the wrong herbicide choice or an over application of nitrogen. Centipede is not real fond of nitrogen, shade, and lots of herbicides. It's real sensitive to tons of herbicides. Over here in this area, in this orchard area, it's not irrigated, but they don't do as much to try to take care of it. And even though he's got some drought stress in it right now, the grass is very healthy and full. And like in the area up there in the teardrop in front of the house, there's very little centipede left in it. I have only made one application here thus far. And then right at green up, I get out of it. Right at green up, I put the DX8 RGS and micros on it, and put about a half-pound rate of nitrogen. That's all the nitrogen this grass is going to need for the year. It's all it's going to get anyway. And I also sprayed it with Celsius. I knocked a lot of weeds out of it. I don't see a lot of broadleaf in it right now. I see some crabgrass coming out, and I started this place late, and I did not put a pre-emergent on it. I didn't feel the need, and I usually don't do pre-emergent with the Centipede. The game plan for this yard may be just to keep this Centipede looking decent throughout the summer, and then in the fall come out with fescue, get rid of the Centipede. He has a lot of events here and stuff, so he needs the grass to be, you know, have a filled in appearance. But he has a crew here that maintains it, and they put Kentucky bluegrass in this to keep it, I mean, Kentucky 31 in it to keep it filled in throughout the summer with the irrigation running on it. Looks like it may be somewhat of a success. It's got a lot of crabgrass in it and stuff. But what I'm gonna do today is run out with the same concoction I put on my yard, the other yards this morning. It's humic acid, 12% humic acid. Permagreen mixed it right there. 12% humic acid. The catalyst, Centipede loves potassium more so than it does nitrogen. So they're getting the catalyst, the micros, and we're gonna throw her down. What's up? Some of your herbicide choices for Centipede. This is Celsius. This is one of my favorites, but that's going to be off the table here today because of the Kentucky 31. I won't be able to spray that on that. It's very harmful to fescue. This is a Trimix Southern. This is an amine formulation, and this is Speed Zone Southern. It's a ester. The esters work better in cooler temperatures and are a little stronger, more expensive. The amines will work pretty good now that it's warmed up some and are much cheaper. Both of these are a lower 2,4-D formulation to be safe for grasses like Centipede, St. Augustine and stuff. All right, when you're dealing with Centipede, here's your baselines. A little less than a half a pound of nitrogen, right at a half pound of nitrogen a year. It likes potassium. It likes a balanced fertilizer. When you do fertilize it, you'll want to hit it with ideally something that's equal potassium to nitrogen. And then in the fall, you could come on it hard with a full pound of potassium right before it goes dormant if you want to. You can also put it to bed with just a little bit of ammonium sulfate. Not a real heavy rate, but it'll wake up faster that way. Be careful with your herbicides. Fungicide wise, I don't, in this environment here, I do not do a preventative on it. If I see a problem pop up, I'll take care of it then with something like propiconazole and azoxystrobin. Game plan on this stuff here, man, is I'm just gonna humic and kelp it, humic and micros, just see if I can get it to fill in a little better. And if it doesn't by the fall, she's a goner. That's all I can say about it. He's got some fruit trees down here I'm gonna spray with this Resist SW, just a little bit of it. I'm gonna get that, I got that in my battery back satchel sprayer there. I'm gonna spray that. Resist SW is nothing fancy, it's just a, well, I guess it's nothing fancy. They don't tell you what's in half of this stuff, but it is good for flowers, good for fruit. It's got some potassium in it, humic acid, and a lot of kelp extract. And there, I've been reading a little bit about kelp being good for insects too. He's got a little insect activity on this stuff, and if that's the case, this would be a good natural insecticide. I have to read a little more into that. I feel like this centipede is making a little progress since the last application. The color is good for centipede, and considering the rainfall we've had and all. The DX8 I put on it had, 5% iron and the sulfate of potash, so it got the iron sulfur double whammy, plus the micros. So I mean, it should be green, but today should green it up even more. But it's still got some pretty massive bare spots, and we got shade. Then around the back there's shade, but I don't know. I hope. I don't know, maybe I can get this better, satisfactory. We might just have to do something to the front circle up here, something different right directly in front of the house. I hate to have two different kinds of grasses, but that might be what his quick fix is here. All right, this is one of my St. Augustine yards here. It's kicking butt and taking names. It's looking great. Get out of it, maybe it'll focus in on it. Color's good. Not hardly any weeds. I've done one weed application on this. I did a Celsius application on it. It wasn't even green yet, but it knocked all that stuff out, and now the grass is good and thick. I've done a DX8, a couple of humic and kelp applications, and today we're going to do humic and micros and Carbonex. Said somebody drove through it there, but it's a possibility, But I don't know if it's heat coming off of that asphalt or what. There is a tire track in it, but I don't know why that would kill it. We're gonna make it grow out, and it's gonna rain this week, so it won't even be there next week, hopefully. All right, Carbonex time. Okay, sprayed it and fertilized it. I gotta do the back with the push spreader and the backpack because I can't get back there, but it's looking solid. The perma green will not make it through. Did this with the Let's Go and the backpack sprayer, and that's how I've been doing it. It's still coming along just fine. St. Augustine is good. Sharp. How's that for the Carbonex grow in? Man, this thing was naked. He's picked him up some weeds along the way, but man, we got one here. Come back and visit with him about getting some of these weeds out of it, but damn, he's got a yard full of grass. Welcome to the ultimate grow in. Still not making just gobs of progress, but the spots of Bermuda grass that were out here in this stuff are spreading very well. Like I said in every other video, we just hadn't had a lot of rain to back it up, so, and I don't have time to water this like I ought to, but this spot's getting really big. I wish I was gonna have time today. I'd go get me a pallet of sod and spread it cut it up and spread it out up here. Maybe I will. Maybe I better quit yakking and get some fertilizer spread out everywhere and do it. Right here I got a strip of Bahia grass that didn't die. It's dinged up. I think I might shoot that with something again real quick to get rid of that. Got a little bit of sedge coming up in it. Let's find it. That means it's not hard to find. It's right here. But let me flip the camera around. There's a little bit of sedge coming up in it. I'm going to spray that with some House of Furon and get rid of that. But my little small Bermuda clumps are becoming big Bermuda clumps. And there's more of that Bahia trying to come back into it. I got something for you, Buster. All right. Okay, I ran out with the Carbonex on it. I put, maybe not much, like 2 pounds per 1,000 of actual product on it. I sprayed my nut sedge spot with House of Furon, and I sprayed the Bahia grass strip with some methyl furon methyl. And I've got the house up the street with the low CEC. I'm gonna go ahead and get the Carbonex out on that. And I decided I'm gonna mix up a little concoction to spray on both of them too, since I'm gonna be doing that. I put a gallon of 12% humic acid in the Permagreen, 32 ounces of the Catalyst, which is the potassium supplement, and 32 ounces of the Actigrow Micro Complete. I can't keep up with the names of all this stuff. But anyway, with the rain coming, it's a good opportunity just to try to get some stuff on this. We're all browned up. It's been dry and everything. And plus I might have burned it with some kelp. I sprayed a lot of kelp on it trying to get it to spread. I got a little heavy-handed, but I don't know. The rain's gonna fix all that. This thing's gonna look like a different story next week at this time, I'm hoping. Anyway, all right, I didn't bring my my selfie stick over here because this is the yard down the street with the low CECs. This, you can see, is sandy. Man, I'm all choked up. I just sprayed this with the micros and ran a little more Carbonex on it, the micros and the potassium. The same thing I just put on my yard. I can't remember. But it's attempting to fill in, but I've got a weed in it. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I've heard it called crow's foot grass, but I've got some monument in my hand can. I'm gonna try to spray on it and see what that does to it. There it is. Hopefully this will get it. You can see this grass is attempting to run some. I mean, that whole hill right there was naked, and it's trying to fill. If I can keep the weeds out of it, maybe I can get some grass running on it. But that right there is my hold up on it, I believe. I might try to come in with some zoysia up around those trees. Here's that. I don't know. Anybody knows exactly what that is? Tell me and what kills it. See what this monument does. All right, we're at another St. Augustine yard, and I just fertilized it. I'm not 100% certain, but I believe she's got some kind of fungus trying to go on here. So, Zoxypropiconazole, and it fades down the hill here into Centipede. And the Centipede is drying out. The Centipede roots a lot shallower than what St. Augustine will. But we got rain in the future, and I fertilize this. I go a little bit lighter on this hill, but I fertilize this more like it's St. Augustine. This St. Augustine will eventually take this hill. Take this hill! Sometimes in a warm season yard like that, when you do have little patches of fungus or whatever that might have been, you can I sprayed that with humic and kelp and micros just then, and the humic, kelp, micros, and fertilizer will help your grass outpace the growth of the fungus. The grass will grow, sorry, going to the railroad tracks. The grass will actually grow faster than the fungus can spread in it, and you'll eventually grow right out of that issue. But I went ahead, just rather, to be safe, I went ahead and sprayed it. All right, there you go. You got to follow me around on a couple yards I did today. We got to see some Carbon-X grow-ins, and some going better than others, but they're all progressing. I think the rain we got coming for the rest of the week is gonna knock them out, man. I think we're gonna be in good shape moving forward. So hopefully we'll have some good stuff to show you. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for tuning in, all that stuff. Check you out next time.